Hey guys, this is Kelly Melody, Operations Manager for a real estate team in Jacksonville, Florida, and I'm here to share the simple systems that our team has put in place to get our finances under control for our business. We were once on the brink of shutting down our business and our team altogether, and now we are at the point where we are earning a profit every month. So I want to share our simple secret tips that we've uncovered to help you guys get your finances under control and save you some of the time and frustration that we had to go through. So it is summer, which is super exciting in the real estate world. This is the high point of the roller coaster where the world is opening back up after the COVID-19 quarantine. And all of those homes that seemingly would have gone on the market in the spring are now ready to list. Buyers are back out looking at homes. Not sure if your market's the same way, but here in Northeast Florida, things have really picked up. So our housing market here is relatively unaffected, which is great. And we're seeing lots of contracts, lots of closings, and lots of commission money, and I hope you guys are too. And when we see lots of commission money, that's when we need to pump the brakes and make smart decisions when it comes to our finances. We're on top of the world. This is busy season, so we have to kind of get that excitement in check and make sure that we are making wise choices and decisions. So I am going to tell you a little story about KETCHUP and how can KETCHUP help us with our business finances? Well, it can. So we go to the store, and I don't even know if y'all like ketchup, but I do. So we go to the store and we use a lot in our family. So we buy these like larger size bottles of ketchup, and when we first open it, it is like ketchup on everything, freely squeezing on our hamburgers and hot dogs. We're not worried about it. To dip our fries, large clumps of ketchup on our plate to dip in, and life is good. All right, so we're using ketchup as freely as we want to use it. But as we're using our ketchup very freely, if it falls on the floor, no big deal. We've got plenty of ketchup. So as we're using our ketchup, all of a sudden, we notice that our bottle then looks like this. And we're getting a little more to the empty side. We're getting concerned about the amount of ketchup that we have. And we're becoming a little bit more conservative with how we're using our ketchup. Maybe it's not a huge squiggle on our hot dog. And maybe the ketchup that we're squirting on our plate to dip the French fries in isn't such a big puddle of ketchup on our plate anymore. And as this gets lower and lower, we're becoming more and more creative because we're getting a little bit more stressed out and a little bit more aware of the lack of ketchup that we have. And pretty soon, like this is the bottle that's currently in our fridge, but pretty soon, I'm going to start storing it like this. So I'm a little bit more creative so that my ketchup is down here at the bottom, it's a little bit easier to get it out. Then it's going to start making like those little puff sounds of air, and it's not all ketchup, it's ketchup and air coming out of the container. And then, we start shaking it to get it out, and we start to get frustrated with what is in the ketchup bottle. And pretty soon, I don't know about you guys, I like to use every last drop, but I'm unscrewing this top and trying to get it out with the spoon and being super creative. And I'm thinking back to, oh my gosh, I wish I would have been more frugal with my ketchup when I had the big bottle, because then I wouldn't be in this situation that I'm in now, frustrated about getting ketchup out. So this story all goes along with how we tend to manage our business finances. And right now in the spring and in the summer when things are good and we have abundant amounts of commission coming in, we're spending money on this, we're spending money on that, we're buying gifts for everybody, we're, team retreats and team dinners. But come fall, we're going to be back in that, or winter, we're going to be back in that situation where here we are, the commissions aren't coming in as abundantly as they are now. The bank account is starting to get smaller and smaller, and we're starting to feel that stress, and we're starting to have to get really creative with our finances to make sure that we won't run out. And we're thinking back to spring and summer when we had an abundant bank account, and we wish that we would have been more frugal, maybe not spent money on that shiny object program, or not taken such a lavish team retreat in the summer. We just want to avoid getting to this point and being frustrated with our finances. So what actions can you take now that you have extra or an abundance of commission in your bank account right now? Stick to your budget. That is the most important thing that you can do. If you don't have a budget, make one now. Get a grip on your monthly expenses. What is your average monthly expense to run your business? And stick with that. Don't make decisions that in the summer, if your average cost to run your business is $50,000 a month, don't make it 100,000 during the summer and try to cut it down to 20 during the winter. That's really frustrating, and it keeps your business on a roller coaster that's just not sustainable, which we're trying to avoid. So stick to your budget. If you don't have a budget, make a budget now. It's never too late to put a budget in place. And then, like I said, avoid knee-jerk reactions to buy the shiny object or the program. Our team lead will tell you he's the first to jump at shiny objects. And it's easy to do when you see that money in your bank account, but let's tap the brakes and think through and make wise decisions about spending money now. So what I like to challenge myself with as the ops manager and the person responsible for tracking and budgeting the finances on the team is I use a really great budgeting app, and I like to challenge myself to see how many months ahead I can get in expenses. So can I get the next 2 months expenses paid for with the commissions that are coming in now? Let me tell you, that takes a load of stress off my shoulders. If I know that we're going to be okay for the next 2 months, the next 3 months, and then anything that comes in on top of that is gravy. So I challenge you, how much monthly reserves, like how many months ahead of your business can you get? And that's the game that I like to play with myself. And that's when we can go ahead and have those conversations about spending money on new programs or fun ideas. So I would love to hear the steps you guys are taking now. What do you do in the summer when finances are abundant to make sure that your winter isn't such a roller coaster and you're not experiencing that pain and that frustration and the stress to go out and make business happen so that you can keep up with your monthly expenses? Drop it in the comments below. Would love to hear what you're doing, and I'd love to hear what app you're using to budget. We use a great one that I'll share about in another video, but how many months ahead you are in your budgeting app. Thanks, guys. Have a great one.